This is one of the top Pokemon Go players in the world. Or should I say was. You see, on July 6, 2022, Dubryn quit Pokemon Go, leaving behind the thousands of dollars and thousands of hours of time he spent on the game. He used to have 3 billion XP, but now he owns his own apartment and is enjoying life. But we'll talk about him in a bit. Now, over the last couple months, I've been seeing more of this I'm gonna quit Pokemon Go mentality. But very rarely do I ever see it come into fruition. Because like any other game, Pokemon Go is meant to be addicting. It's meant to keep you continuously playing through using techniques like FOMO, fear of missing out, of old and new content. But I truly don't think addiction is the main problem in this scenario. I think we should all point our fingers at the sunken cost fallacy. You see, in Pokemon Go, it costs so much time, effort, and money to really accelerate an account. You see, unlike other video games that you can sit behind a computer and beat in 15 hours, it costs you thousands of dollars and thousands of hours to be even considered a top player in Pokemon Go, or sometimes even catch a single shiny Pokemon. So then trainers who have done this feel so attached to their account that the thought of quitting doesn't even cross their mind. Still wet, damn. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm guilty of this too. Like, if you told me Niantic tomorrow were to make the worst decision ever for the community, it's like they've already done multiple times, I'm not gonna stand here and say, yeah, I'd quit, I'd be done, it'd be over for me, no problem, just throw it away. My account's like my baby. I'm not just gonna go ahead and throw it in the garbage. Now, obviously it's a little bit different for me because Pokemon Go is part of my income source, but I would feel like this would be the same mentality any hardcore player would have in Pokemon Go when it comes to quitting. Even casual players who don't spend any money on their account still spend a lot of time on their account, which would not make it easy to quit. Mr. Squirrel, do you find it easy to quit Pokemon Go? Would you quit? Yeah, that's a yes? Okay, thanks for sharing. Now, if you're still watching this video saying, Dax, like, I could quit no problem, this is not a problem for me, let me ask you this. Say you got a ticket for a movie that you wanted to go watch with your whole family. You guys walk into the movies, buy popcorn, buy tickets, and your money is invested at this point. You then start watching, and 30 minutes in the movie, you think this is one of the worst movies you've ever watched. Would you leave? Would you walk out of the theater and say, hey, this is not worth my money? Or would you stay? And this is the sunken cost fallacy. It's the hardship when it comes to money you've already invested in something. It's really hard to let go of that thing and not get the full value out of that thing, even if you're not enjoying what you spent your money on. Personally, when it comes to the movie scenario, I always stick it through because I always feel like, hey, I've already spent money on this movie. I already bought popcorn. Might as well just push through. Maybe it'll get better. Now, we're all human. We all have emotions, thoughts that control our decisions, and sometimes we don't want to face the harsh reality. And I'm not trying to make this video saying 100% you should quit, you should stop playing this game. Because you guys are part of this community, and I don't want you to leave that, but I also want what's best for you and your mental health. Because at the end of the day, we all only live one life, and why would you want to live that life playing a video game that you don't enjoy?
So what was the process of becoming a hardcore? Why did you go hardcore? And like, what was your hardcore style? Because I know a lot of different people play, like, you know, raids, catches, all that stuff. Like, what was your focus and just the process of becoming a hardcore player?
The process, I think it was the community, basically. In the Fisketol community, we had a very nice Danish community where all these hardcore players, other hardcore players were actually playing. And we were nowhere near the top at the beginning because there were some other crazy guys like Leotel, if I should mention one name, Telepseps also. They were one of the big guys back then, and we were seeing up to them and you know, looking at them and wow, that's cool that they have so much XP, they have so many catches, and they play all the time. And we wanted to, you know, compete a little bit. We're a bit competitive, me and my brother.
What were some achievements, just for anyone who doesn't know, like that you got, I guess, that you're proud of on your Pokemon Go account?
I don't know, XP. I think XP might be the main thing.
Saw you got 3 billion, right?
Yes.
Just so people know, this guy's not a joke. 3 billion XP, not easy at all to get. That's crazy. You ended up leaving Pokemon Go. Why was that? Why did you end up leaving? And like, I guess, what was that process like building up to that?
We got too hardcore, you could say. It got to the point where we were actually stressed with the game. It was very, very, you know, we didn't do anything else. We was just sleeping, waking up, go to work, and then right after work, sometimes even squeezing some work hours in between also. Just grind, XP, raid, and you know, I think it got to a point where it was too much in the end. I don't know how to say it, but me and my brother, we are actually, we like to be skilled in a game, have some skill to compete in a skillfully manner and not just grindy manner. We like to grind, but we also want to show off some of our gaming skills, or what do you want to call it? Yeah, and there wasn't much of it in Pokemon Go. Sometimes we wondered, why do we even play this game?
Was it easy to quit? Because I wouldn't think, like, after all those hours spent on the game, it must have been really hard to just walk away. Or was that a very opening, liberating experience for you?
It's actually a long process. I think it was actually a year before we started thinking about quitting. It's not something we did right away. We just had enough 2.5 billion, I think we had an XP back then, and then we thought, when does this end? When do we say stop? Okay, we joked about it, but then it became serious at some point. I think 1 month before the Go Fest in Berlin, that's when we had a real talk with my brother, and that's when we decided basically that we wanted to quit. But we don't want to quit right away. We wanted to ease into it, so we tried to slow down on ratings, slow down on catches, and I just hit 3 billion back then. We were thinking, okay, we both hit a great milestone, 3 billion XP. I think this is the time. And we had the Go Fest. We had a great time with all the community in the Go Fest. I think this was the last biggest nice experience we had.
So it was a good sending off point there. It was a good sending off point.
It was a good sending off point. Yeah, and then we had already decided, like I said, one month again, and we just uninstalled the game. Okay, I will admit, I actually installed it again and tried to log on to see if there was anything else, but it didn't last more than a month or so.
So I don't want to get too into it, but how, since you've quit, how has your life changed? Do you think it was a good thing you quit? Do you miss Pokemon Go? Is there aspects of Pokemon Go you miss, aspects you don't miss, and just has it been totally a positive thing or a negative thing?
Definitely a bit positive. I can say it with the confidence that it was really positive. The things I miss is the community, the Twitter community, where I posted stuff daily and all my achievements. I miss that. I'm not gonna lie, I miss that. But other than that, I don't miss the game at all. I mean, when I see Pokemon Go posts on Twitter, I'm like, ugh, I don't want to see it anymore. I've had enough.
It definitely hits your mental health, I find, especially Twitter, Pokemon Go, where there's kind of just a huge negative, a generally negative overall vibe, I would say. But there are some positive parts, like you said, with the community, and everybody's is all kind of fighting together, try to be heard and all that stuff. If there are people who are kind of on the fence, they might want to quit, they might not want to quit, they don't know where they stand. Was there any thing that kind of helped you during your process, or any advice you would give these people, things to think about kind of looking at the game that could help them make a decision on whether, their relationship with Pokemon Go is a healthy one?
You can keep it healthy. You can keep it healthy if you play, in a controlled way. But we weren't. We were addicted. I could say with a confidence, we were addicted. It helps really to talk with people around you, talk with your friends, and I talked a lot with my brother about this, and it helps, to see what's right and what's wrong. At least in our case.
I think a lot of people get stuck in their own perspectives when they're thinking about things, because there's no other perspectives to kind of bounce off of and kind of see.
Yeah. And it's not like I had, something else to fall back to. I didn't have any other games that I wanted to play a lot more than Pokemon. It was just the game itself. I didn't want to continue, and neither did my brother. We had the same idea about it, or the same feeling. I didn't want to mention it, but I'm gonna mention it again. I think one of the biggest reasons is, again, Niantic being the game developer they are. I don't appreciate their work, and we didn't appreciate their work at all. All these events, all these things, it was also a very big factor. Actually, because I'm used to playing World of Warcraft, for instance, and Blizzard as a company there, they supported and they cared so much for the gaming community, the players especially, and how they play, and then make adjustments according to. Whereas Niantic, I feel like they do the opposite. They try to not listen at all and only think about the monetization or the income, or it just feels that way. I mean, it may not be the case, but it just feels that way, and that was also a big factor, I think.
Yeah, we got Here's Niantic Part 2 going on right now, so
we
know all about it.
But also, I'm both sad and happy about it. Sad that it's just killing the game even more. Happy that I'm out of it. It's such a relief.
Okay, well, I really appreciate you coming on, man. I wish you the best of luck with everything you continue to do in life, and
Thank you, man. You
and
too.
hopefully your perspective can help some people who might be at a crossroads here.
Now, at the end of the day, this is your choice, and you don't need to quit and make that decision today. Not even tomorrow, not even in a year. This is a constant battle of you reassessing how much Pokemon Go really brings you value. But if you take one thing away from this video, it's exactly that. Reevaluate consistently if this game really, really brings you joy, or are you holding on to it because of all the time and money you've invested into it? Because at the end of the day, there's only one thing we have control over, and that's what we do with our time. So go out there, live life to the fullest, and remember, your life is more important than a game. Peace. I'm gonna enjoy my life and jump in this puddle. Bye!